show. Over the past few weeks, the entertainment industry has been rocked by the Harvey Weinstein scandal. Stories exposing his alleged abuse have flooded the media, and dozens of women, including many of Hollywood's biggest stars, have claimed that Weinstein assaulted them. This week's Entertainment Weekly cover story takes an in-depth look at the fallout from the scandal. But I wanted to learn more about how Weinstein was able to operate with impunity and how this scandal will ultimately impact the entertainment industry. So earlier this week, I sat down to discuss this with writer and comedian Corinne Fisher, senior entertainment editor at The Daily Beast, Kevin Fallon, and host of EW Morning Live on SiriusXM and Bingeworthy, Jessica Shaw. Take a look. Harvey Weinstein's poor behavior, horrific behavior, was an open secret in Hollywood for decades. Why was he finally nailed now?
Well, this was a story people were trying to get for so many years. Right. I mean, the New York Times got that first story, and and I'm curious to know what you guys think. I think this became as big as it did. 2 words, Ashley Judd. Mm-hmm. They needed that big name actor to come forward and go on the record, because ultimately you can't do, and this is what's held different publications back, you can't do this story with unnamed sources. And the fact that she went on the record really started the ball rolling.
And I think it's in her statement too why it happened now. She said it's time. We've reached a breaking point in culture where we need to start addressing men like this. And we saw it with Bill Cosby and Roger Ailes and Bill O'Reilly, and it just went on and on and on. And Ashley Judd basically said this is something that's happening in her zeitgeist that she was ready to speak out about.
Do you think that more and more women will feel comfortable coming forward and telling their stories?
I have a personal friend who felt that she was ready to tell her sexual assault story after people like Rose McGowan, Ashley Judd spoke out. And she's like, it's so crazy, but it really did take these big name movie actresses to make me feel comfortable, and also to remind her how important it was to share her story instead of just being quiet about it, even though she had kind of gotten over the trauma a long time ago.
And also, let's face it, we live in a culture where women are not always believed, and the story tends to turn around on them. Well, what did you do? Did you invite this? And there's,
what
a lot of...
What were you wearing when you showed up at the hotel room?
And the fact that that has not been the tone of this story. The tone of this story is, we believe you. We stand with you, and I think that has made it a lot more just a better environment.
Who were you supposed to tell if you did want to come out and speak up against Harvey Weinstein?
They played that clip over and over again of like Courtney Love, what was it, like 2005?
Right, yeah.
On a runway, but of course, it's Courtney Love, so no one's gonna believe her because they're like, it's Courtney Love, she's on drugs.
Right.
But that goes along with people just not believing women because of something about them, because they dress a certain way, because they have, too many drinks sometimes.
But even beyond people maybe not believing what Courtney Love was saying, it went along with this whole Harvey Weinstein as a pop culture joke situation. And I think that was part of the big issue, is that not only did people know what was going on, they treated it as some sort of institutionalized comedy bit.
Right, Seth MacFarlane joked about it at the Oscars, and it got groans, but it was still a punchline.
That's just Harvey, he's in his bathrobe waiting for you. And I think the most of the things were this, masturbating implant, bathrobe, massage things that I think it's easier for us to overlook, but on that list there were just at least 1 or 2 just rapes that I saw, and we're calling it sexual assault, and I think it's important to be like, no, he raped more than one person.
So you think having more women in positions throughout Hollywood will help this situation at all?
Yeah, I think
of course.
Absolutely.
And I think everyone should read Britt Marling's piece, and and she's a wonderful writer and an actress, and she wrote a great piece in The Atlantic about that, just how you can't look away of the financial aspect of this story. He made money, so he was allowed to do things, and that goes through sports, that goes through politics, that goes through every big industry. If there were women at the top writing the checks and saying, you know what, I'm going to give you a deal, or I'm not going to give you a deal, I have a feeling that would be different.
There are allegations against James Toback and Roy Price, but do you see more men losing positions of power, losing jobs because of this?
I think the danger, and everyone is from Oprah to Emma Thompson have spoken about this, is if we just erase Harvey Weinstein's name from all those marquees in Hollywood, that people will all suddenly forget that this is a systemic issue. And we have a very short pop culture attention span.
Yeah.
And there's a real danger of that happening. So I think while we're in the immediacy of this controversy and scandal and all talking about it, that's when this, not to call it a witch hunt, but that's when this unveiling of these predators has to be happening now, while we still have, unfortunately, the attention span to do it.
Thanks again to my guests. We'll be right back.